Right, so I'm going to just show you how to get your dog to sit. First of all, I'm just going to get a couple of treats. Indy does know how to sit already, but I'm just going to show you anyway using the principles what you can do to get your dog to sit. Even though she knows it, it doesn't matter. I'll still cover the, what if you have problems getting your dog to sit just by using Indy. So first of all, presuming your dog is standing, so I'm just going to get Indy to stand position. What you first want to start off with is just, if you hold, so I've got a treat in my hand and I'm going to hold it covered by my hand so she can't get it, and all I'm going to do is just lift it from her nose over the back of her head. And as I do that, automatically, usually with a dog, they sit as a result. And as soon as she sits, I'm going to say yes and give her the treat. And then I'm just going to repeat those a few times. So I'm just going to lower her into a stand. Okay, then hold the treat over the nose and bum goes down. Yes. Okay, so, and I'm going to just reward her for staying there again. So literally it's over the top of the head, and so over the top of the head, she's used to me doing her hands up, so that's why she's getting confused. But generally, and that's, so I hold it over here when I do her hands up. But at the moment, we're just doing a sit, so it's literally holding the treat above the nose. If you hold it too high, your dog may jump, so try not to hold it too high. It's literally got to be as she's just above the head, so usually it's a bit hard for her to look up without sitting down, so then she sits down. The old way of doing it was putting pressure on your dog's hindquarters to help them sit, but the problem with that is you're actually forcing the dog to get into the sit position, and secondly, that becomes the cue for them to sit, which we don't want. So try to refrain from putting any pressure or even touching your dog when you do a sit. The other comment I just quickly wanted to make about teaching your dog to sit is that if your dog is very reluctant to sit, if you keep doing the same exercise and you find that your dog just won't sit, and you find generally they're not too keen to sit, or they sit a bit awkward, they look uncomfortable, don't persevere, because there could be something going on there. It could be something with the hips, so not necessarily, but just do be aware of that, okay? So don't push it if you find that your dog is not wanting to sit, especially if it's cold and if they're a bit older. Okay, so I'm just going to do that again just to show you what to do. Your dog will usually be in a stand position, and then we literally hold it above the nose and bum goes on. Yes, and she sits. Okay, so one more time. Okay, she's standing. I hold the treat up as I hold it. Bum goes down. Yes, and she gets the treat. Okay, so yeah, you sometimes have to hold it. See, that's usually my cue for hands up, if I put my hand above her head, which is why she's doing the hands up. But usually just hold the treat above her head, and generally the bum goes down, and you shouldn't have a problem with that. If you do just let me know. So sit, yes, and every time she does that, if she does it successfully, say about 9 out of 10 times in a row, you can then start adding the cue sit every single time she does it, and not having to reward it. Also, just be aware that once your dog has learned to sit, that's their favorite thing. And once they're sitting, they might just walk around the house going, look, I'm sitting, look, I'm sitting. So then they keep on doing that. Doesn't mean that you've got to reward it every single time they sit. So when you ask them to sit, that's when you reward them, tell them they're a good dog. Okay, because otherwise you're going to be a slave to the sit. Okay, have fun, and let me know if you have any problems.